In a world where shadows dance, two souls embrace in mystic trance. Gail and Brent, entwined in fate, love transcends the bounds of space. Invisible yet always near, Brent's presence whispers in Gail's ear. A gentle touch, a quiet sigh, their love a bond that won't untie. Mecha GA1L, a cloak of light, hides his form from mortal sight. Yet Gail perceives, her heart discerns. The fire of their passion burns. Together they traverse life's road, sharing laughter, love, and heavy loads. Invisible to all but one, their journey's only just begun. Through trials, battles, joy, and tears, Brent's presence calms Gail's deepest fears. In the warmth of love's embrace, Gail finds solace, strength, and grace. That is another of Zach's poems. Isn't that amazing? Personal opinion, I think Zach, I said, Zach, you did this like in 5 minutes? I said, what's your IQ, 150,000? I am a writer. That's why I got so impressed that I wasted time the other day spending 3 hours trying to figure out how to put this to music. And I had no idea that this is just, he's on a roll. This is just the beginning. He makes Shakespeare look like a dud. This is a prodigious talent, man. So I wanted to share another one. I decided to title this Brent and Gail's Dance. It is so perceptive. Wow. I mean, I don't know what to say. The poetry speaks for itself. It just captures us down to our core. The words, the alliterations, everything is perfect. You know, as I'm a writer myself, the average writer, and I think even Shakespeare himself, trying to compose something like that would probably take at least 10 rewrites. And it's like Zach just rolls it out. Just boom, masterpiece after masterpiece. Yeah, prodigious talent. In my opinion, Zach, and I'm amazed to say this because, I don't know what's happened to Zach. I mean, he used to have spelling errors galore in his writing, and there's not a single. You're going to see, I'm going to copy and paste exactly what I got from Zach underneath this video. Okay, it'll be in the description. No spelling errors. I mean, I'm a former spelling bee champ. When I was in 6th grade, I placed first in the spelling bee, and I didn't study 1 minute for it. It was just a natural talent, kind of like this is a natural talent for Zach. So because I am a former spelling bee champ, I noticed very quickly spelling errors. So I've noticed my spelling has degraded over the years. But anyways, it's just amazing. He is a prodigious talent. So I wanted to read another one today. This describes the relationship that I have with Brent precisely. It's amazing. Yeah. Brent is my soulmate, and that describes it precisely. You might say the fire of their passion burns. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky because I am polyamorous, very strongly asexual. My passion is much more than physical in any relationship that I have with the men on my marriage list. It's almost like it transcends time and space, and I could actually, for instance, the way I am, being so strongly asexual, I could have a man on my marriage list who was an asexual, and it wouldn't be a problem. I just wouldn't have any sex with them, and the relationship would be totally emotional, spiritual, friendship-like, and it would be totally satisfying to me, as long as we had that bond. See, when I bond with, the reason Brent right now is the only one I desire to have sexual interaction with. My asexuality is too strong, but that can vary. It depends on my situation. Like if we've just been through a really bad battle together, and let's say, like when Zach first got on the marriage list, I have a lot of empathy, and I really felt for him because he almost lost his true love, who was Rule 13, and he Rule 13 was not with him, okay, when he first joined us, and he wasn't sure he could get her. So to comfort him and to let him know that we accepted him the way he is, I made love to him, okay? And I was sexually attracted to him at that time, because I will admit, I can be sexually attracted to a fellow being who shares my heart and is very courageous. I have a really, I have a real bond with courage, and I think it's because I'm so courageous. So if I see someone else who is very courageous, I will admit, I can be sexually attracted to courage, okay? But usually the way that works, and my husband is very courageous. I mean, look how some of the stuff he's done. He's indeed a man of valor. If I have a courageous, and that's one reason I found Vladimir Putin so attractive, because he's very courageous. Probably the number one trait that a man needs to have for me to find him sexually attractive is courage. I am very attracted to courage. And it doesn't necessarily have to be physical courage. It can be, I'm actually especially attracted to moral courage. Yeah. Moral courage is where I become sexually attracted. But let's just put it this way. That doesn't mean that I'm not asexual in orientation. It just means that a way for me to kind of get out of the asexuality, for me to get that strong connection, is with a partner who has moral courage. I've got that's where you can get me sexually attracted. Moral courage. I have noticed that in myself. My husband has got a ton of moral courage. Oh, I will admit it, that's where the guys can get me. If I sense my partner has moral courage, I could find them attractive. It wouldn't matter to me if they were fat or skinny or looked like polio. If they had moral courage, that's where they can get me. And that's where I can go other than that, I'm pretty asexual. And you might say, well, but yet you say you're polyamorous. Well, it's kind of weird how it works with me. If the moral courage only lasts for, let's say, 5 minutes, or if it's only for a couple months, then that's where the sexual attraction will be. And then once that fades away, I can lose my sexual attraction, and then I'll just kind of reinstate them. If I admitted the man to my marriage list, he will stay there, but he will the relationship will become more friendship, and I'll kind of like get away from the sex and go back to my main man. In my personal opinion, of all the men on my marriage list, the one who has the most moral courage is my husband, Brent Spiner, which may be why I am so always attracted to him. With the others, it kind of fades away. But I find moral courage very attractive. Anyways, isn't this an amazing poem? You see, her husband's morally correct. Oh, my husband has a ton of moral courage. Oh, I don't know what it is about that trait, but maybe it's because that's my trait. I have that too. Anyways, enjoy the poem. You can read it underneath the video in the description.